Yeah, I don't care what the time is. It's time to start. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning in the actual morning time. Did it for you guys. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm the ranting monkey, and I'm good. We'll just leave it at that. How you guys? Are you guys having a good? What is this, Wednesday? I hope whatever day it is, you're having a great day. Or is it Tuesday? Let's see. I'll even look. Hey, it's Tuesday. Good Tuesday morning to you. I am the most professional monkey on the internet and the least professional all at the same time. Oh, good God, guys. Oh, can I just say that the hate of Vivek Ramaswamy is funny? It's just funny to me because most of it is coming from Trump supporters. And I just want to highlight this real fast. We're not going to talk about this very much. It's just this one thing. I saw this going around yesterday, and again, people sharing it today. The person I was responding to actually said, DC Drano nails it. This is a video of Vivek Ramaswamy, because it's like cake, yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy back in 2004. And he questions Al Sharpton. I'm on my daytime internet, so this probably won't play. It's not very well, but we can just get to where you can see it.
Reverend Sharpton, hello, I'm Vivek.
This is Vivek Ramaswamy back in 2004 asking Mr. Sharpton. The question is, with people like John Kerry in the race, because this was the Democratic primary season, with people like Kerry and Edwards in the race, why should anybody vote for somebody with no political experience? That's the question. And for the record, what Sharpton answers is kind of funny. He says, you shouldn't. You should vote for the person with the most because he has the most political experience. Just because he hasn't been in office or anything doesn't mean he hasn't been doing politics his whole career, which in the case of Al Sharpton is 100% true. But this shows that, look, you can't trust this bastard. And right after this, he got $90,000 from Soros. And they always say Soros, and they never point out Peter Soros and that it was a scholarship. It was a scholarship to Yale. It's not like he got some grant to go out there and, destroy capitalism. But the hate of, I don't understand, because it should be coming from everybody except the Trumpers. He should be the Trumpers' number 2 choice. And if your bullshit reason for not supporting him, like in this case, he never registered as a Republican. Now he wants to be the GOP nominee. You support Trump, for fuck's sake. God damn. Apparently it's Shroom's birthday. Shroom, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear, the original Shroom. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, TOS. Hope you have a great birthday. Really, really do. I just don't understand why the Trumpers hate him as much, unless they actually see him as a threat, which, if you look at Donald Trump's poll numbers, nobody's a threat to him right now. I'm having trouble picturing how anybody's a threat to Donald Trump in this race. I'm not supporting Donald Trump. Oh, sorry, it was a grandbaby. Somebody said birthday, or look, my eyes are fucked up. Happy birthday to grandbaby Shroom. That's right. You told me it was due this week. I hope everything turned out well with Mama and the baby and with Papa. And I'm not sure if this is the same source as your first grandbaby, but either way, happy birthday to them. Welcome to the world, little one. Hope you like what we did with it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little Shroom. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the world. It's not always as bad as we make it sound on this show. The world, there's a lot of good in it, and I hope you find that. Anyway, so yeah, these are the people that should be like, hey, if Donald Trump for whatever reason falls out, Ramaswamy is the one closest to him. That would be the person they're just trying to tear him down. And I really don't understand. But as I was saying, I don't see a way that Donald Trump loses this right now. And I'm not talking about the general election. I'm talking about the primary here, he's ahead in most polls by 40 points. And I just don't see how you overcome that. And for the record, this isn't me supporting him. I said this about Joe Biden, and I hope you guys can understand that I am in no way supporting Joe Biden. Never have. But if you go back to the primary of 2020, I told you guys from the outset, the person most likely to win the Democratic, me and Polly agreed on this, and everybody thought we were insane. The one most likely to win was Joe Biden. It wasn't that we were pulling for him. It's just we looked at the political landscape and went, yeah, none of those other fuckers really has a choice. Twisted Skipster, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Twisted Skipster. Happy birthday to you. And your grandchild, if I got it wrong. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great one. Really do. Now, even with something like this, let's talk about this. Federal judge sets March trial date in Trump's election interference case. Now, this headline doesn't tell it all. It does not tell the whole story. Because not only did this bitch set a March trial date, she set it for the Monday immediately before Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday being the biggest chunk of elections that happen at one time during the primary. Because the states do them, different times. Super Tuesday, that's when most states, I don't think it's most states, when the most states at one time all jump in and vote. Now, the prosecution had been asking for a date in February, if I remember correctly. And the Trump team was asking for it to be delayed till 2026. I think 2026 is a little long, but there's no reason it couldn't have been delayed till 2025. Put it right past the election. Again, he's not a mass. You didn't find the Green River Strangler or anything like that. We're talking about a guy. In this case, this is for the actual election interference case, and so the prosecution wanted it earlier. The Trump team wanted it in 2026. So she compromises. Retro mostly eye doctor fund. Yeah, I know. I should call them after the show and make an appointment. The trial will begin in the middle of the Republican presidential primary. That still doesn't quite do it, does it? It still doesn't quite tell us what happened. No, Super Tuesday, the day before Super Tuesday. Tell me this isn't some rigged shit. Fucking dirty bastards. Special counsel Jack Smith had requested a January trial while Trump pushed for a 2026 start date. Okay, so I was a month off. I said February. I could have kept reading that and I would have got that one little part wrong. I was close. Anyhow, yeah, so instead they're doing it in March. That's the compromise between January of 2024 and I think they even wanted mid 2026 if I remember the story correctly. Either way, let's say it was January 26. That's the midpoint. 2 months after the prosecution asked for. Now, this is DC, where they've had to hold some of these guys for the January 6th stuff for years, for simple shit, for basically what they call parading in the Capitol. It's illegal to parade in the Capitol. They let a lot of people get away with it, but not on January 6th. So they had to hold them for years in confinement. Like, no bail for you. You might walk in a building again. So they've held them for years because the system's just too busy. We put the trial of the GOP. You know what? Let me bring it up on the other screens because that one's a little bit longer and I don't want to interrupt it like I just did. I want to get the whole thing. Dark Resurrect, thank you so much for that. Feminist $12. I love those. Mostly just because I get to say feminist $12. We put the trial of the GOP frontrunner right before Super Tuesday. Why is everyone calling this a political assassination attempt? But our democracy, leftists, indeed, sir. Yeah, they don't give a shit. They don't even care. They're doing it blatantly. Of all the you couldn't pick June, you couldn't pick the middle of August. No. The Monday before Super Tuesday. Guaranteeing that the headlines, even for Super Tuesday, are going to be all about Trump and this trial. And this is the one where he has the bullshit where they're like, yeah, he tried to take away people's legitimate votes. Uh-huh. You mean where you had to stretch the law to try to make a case, you dirty prick? Which is exactly what he did, and is exactly why this should be thrown out before it ever gets to trial. We haven't got to that point. There'll be hearings and stuff before this to be like, hey, throw out that charge. And chances are this judge won't approve any of those. But anyway, as I was getting to, you have these guys who've been in there for years before they finally get their January 6th trial. And when it comes to this, suddenly Jack Smith just did that. Was it December, January? I forget. It hasn't been that long ago. It wasn't even that long ago when he did these ones. What month are we in? We're in August. So maybe June was when he dropped those ones. And this trial is in less than a year. How many trials for anything have we seen where there's a prosecution of somebody and it takes place in less than a year? Especially in DC. Are you fucking kidding me? You lying sons of bitches? But there's a reason for it. You guys ready for this? It's in the public's best interest that this is a speedy trial. You know, in the Constitution, it does guarantee us a right to a speedy trial. Do you guys understand that when it says that, it says right to a speedy trial? That's your right, not the government's right. That's your right to a speedy trial. And if you want to waive that right and let it go longer, you can. It's like you have a right to remain silent, but you have the right to waive that right to remain silent. You can go, nah, bruh, I'll talk. It's a bad idea, but you can. But I know the public has a vested interest in a speedy trial on the day before Super Tuesday. Fuck you. The Rittenhouse trial. Was Rittenhouse that fast from when the charges were dropped on him? And even that's in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Had anybody even heard of Kenosha before that happened? We're talking about the root of our nation's, the seat, not the root, the seat of our nation's power, the root of our nation's corruption. This city that is so overwhelmed that these guys on January 6th who walked through the Capitol, literally the guy that they're all mad about, I think his name is John Little. We'll call him Mr. Little because I know his last name's Little, where they just came out and said, no, the sentence you gave him was illegal because you gave him prison time and the probationary time. That dude sat in jail for like over a year. But with Trump, oh, no. It's the public's interest to get it done quickly. The public's interest or the Democrats' interest, because those are two entirely different things. And I have a feeling it's the latter. It's not the public's interest. It's in the best interest for anybody who's trying to take Trump out of this. And again, I don't think it'll work. I still just don't see, if it was going to work against Donald Trump, the only way it would do so is if you could break the Republican support of him. And I don't see that happening. We would have saw it already with the charges. There's some people who are like, oh, we can't vote for him if he's found guilty. All right. But even with this trial, I mean, can you imagine this judge sentencing him to prison and it not at least being held on appeal that before he goes to jail, at least so he could still run for presidency? For God's sake, man. I just don't see, I'm not supporting Trump. Of all the candidates, Ramaswamy is the one that I agree with the most. If I was supporting one, it would be him. But the truth of the matter is, right now, I have a better chance of beating Trump than any of the confirmed candidates do, which is none, zero, zilch. His lead is, I don't want to say insurmountable because weird things have happened in politics before. But at this point, as of August 29th, 2023, this is Trump's race to lose. He is up by so much. I don't know what it would take for this guy to actually lose this shit. Anyway, it's his to lose right now. Although Christie, fat piece of shit, he went on to the Morning Joe today. Why do I follow the Morning Joe? I think just to piss myself off from time to time. But Christie went on there. Oh, thank you, RVA, over on the Rumble. Good morning, not Jack. Sitting here waiting for the hurricane and enjoying the show. Oh, down in the Florida area, huh? Stay safe down there. Stay safe. What's the name of that one? Idalina or whatever the hell it is. Coming up the coast or coming up the Gulf. Is it coming up the Gulf? Fuck it. It's coming towards Florida. And I hope the global warming doesn't hurt you too much, my friend. Seriously, make sure you got water and stay safe out there. Remember, you can only go looting if they declare it's okay to go looting. All right. Christie nominating Trump will be an enormous gift to the Democrats. Let's talk about this. Christie, you fat piece of shit. I don't have a problem with him going on the Morning Joe, even though the Morning Joe is full of a bunch of lies. Don't ever forget Bareshnikov there, or whatever her name is, Joe's wife, where she tells us that Trump wants to tell you what to think, and that's our job. Those were her words. Tell you what to think, and that's our job. Our job. Don't worry, we'll get to the top story here in a little bit. But that's our job. This is the Morning Joe that has never questioned any official narrative. And because of that, there are clips and clips and clips and clips of these idiots getting shit wrong. From the WHO numbers we talked about the other day with the 3.4% fatality rate with COVID to Russian hoax, all of this shit. Anything that is said, they buy it because they're fucking retards. There's not a brain among them. And I think the last time that Joe had an original thought, it was how to get out of killing that woman in his office. So Christie goes on the Morning Joe, this very liberal program. Joe used to be a Republican, don't you know? But this very liberal program to talk about how much Trump sucks and how it would be a gift to the Democrats. Who are you selling right there? Who are you selling? You're not selling yourself to anybody, or even your message there to anybody that doesn't already agree with it. Do you think going on MSNBC on the Morning Joe and saying Trump sucks is going to get you a single vote from the Republican base where you're trying to run for their primary lead to be their candidate? Who the fuck are you running for here? Joe had a dead intern in his office. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, when Joe was a congressman, there was a dead woman found in his office. Don't worry, he was nowhere near the scene at the time. Wink, wink. He was nowhere there. He doesn't know what happened. No clue. No, he was in Detroit at the time, or wherever the fuck he said he was. But yeah, Joe Scarborough's a cocksucker who probably killed a woman. I kid. But anyway, so yeah, Christie, he will go on any program. And I don't blame these guys for going anywhere. By all means, Trump in 2016 went on a lot of shows that I doubt he'd go on these days. But he was going everywhere just for the exposure. But he was selling himself at the time. Make America Great Again, he was selling at the time. If Christie went on here and, okay, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what Christie stands for. He said he stands for law and order. So, all right, go with that. If he goes up there and like, hi, I'm going to be the law and order candidate. maybe there's one or two fence sitters who would go for him, but nobody on the Morning Joe doesn't already think, or nobody watching it doesn't already think that Trump sucks. You're preaching to the Democratic choir, you fucknut. This man is just running so he has donut money. I am convinced of it. I'm convinced of it. That, and because he really hates Trump because Trump wouldn't give him a job, which is funny as fuck. You ever seen somebody so mad that they'll run for president to spite you? That's how fucking mad he is. He didn't get a job in the Trump administration. He is running against Trump out of spite for not getting a job in 2016. Well, 2017 when Trump comes into office. Oh, what a piece of shit. What a fat piece of shit. I cannot mention Christie without mentioning what a fat piece of shit he is. Now, hey, are you fat shaming monkey? Yes. Yes, I am. The guy is built like it's like a cross between a potato and a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin. He's just fat. I got a new kitten. He's adorable, like Bobcat. Have any name suggestions? Ooh. I like to go out of the ordinary for name suggestions, even though, I mean, my one kitty cat was Patches. That's because he had a patch right on his nose. But something out of the ordinary, like Phoebe. Phoebe's actually taken because that was a dirty little kitty cat when we got her. She was a smelly cat, so we went with Phoebe. It's a boy, right? Frank. Frank is a great name for a kitty cat. Although somebody did tell me they had a female cat named Frank. We had to have a little discussion about that. The cat's name's actually Anne Frank because they found it. This is funny as shit. Found it hiding. So Frank, okay, I'll give you that one. But still a little side-eyed looking at that. You named your female cat Frank, and you listen to me. Male in black. How about Satsu or P Dog? Name it dog with an AW. All right, moving along. Well, let's get to the main story of the day, I guess. So, if you guys, I don't think we talked about it at all on this show yet, but it came out that Joseph R. Biden, the president of the United States, YouTube actually told me you were live for once. I appreciate you letting me know that because I saw somebody just yesterday reaching out to YouTube on Twitter going, hey, how come I never hear when Monkey goes live? Yeah, so I'm glad you did. Thank you so much for the donation. I really do appreciate it. All right. YouTube doesn't YouTube well. Satsu said that so well, God, years and years ago now. They just don't YouTube well. And it all started way back when, I don't know if you guys know this. If you're not creators, maybe you don't. You used to be able, when you were going live or when you were uploading a video, to have it set to automatically make a tweet for you, letting people know, hey, tweet, here we go, come see us. And somebody at YouTube decided that that was a bad idea. Why? I don't fucking know. And it was right after that we suddenly get this whole nonsense about not only do you have to subscribe to my channel, but if you want to know I'm going live, you have to click the bell. And not only do you have to click the bell, you have to click the bell another time to say, yes, I want to see all the stuff. So there's 3 steps to be able to see your favorite shows because YouTube doesn't YouTube very well. All right, getting back to our president, Joseph Robert Biden. He'd been using pseudonyms in emails and stuff. He'd been using different names instead of signing it Joseph R. Biden or Joe Biden or I'm from Scranton. He was using several aliases. And wouldn't you know it, it turns out that is absolutely true, as confirmed by the National Archives. And not just a couple of them, you guys. He didn't just do this once or twice. Joe Biden's 5,400 pseudonym emails, what we know from the National Archives. According to a conservative nonprofit, the National Archives and Records Administration, NARA, acknowledged being in possession of nearly 5,400 emails, electronic records, and other documents that would potentially show Joe Biden used pseudonyms while emailing his son Hunter during his time as vice president. Now, we should talk about this for just a second. These are emails to his son. Emails to his son. Notice that didn't say to his son and others, to his son. And it wasn't just an alias. It wasn't just a pseudonym. It was 3 that we know of right now. I would have to pull up the one. Let me pull up that one tweet that has them all in it because I want to get these right. No. Oh shit! I didn't retweet that one, did I? Damn it! See, I retweet some of my replies to people. They're like, "Why'd you retweet yourself?" Like, so I can find it, dickhead. So I don't have to waste time like I'm doing right now. All right, here's the 3 we know: Robin Ware, J.R.B. Ware, W-A-R-E for Ware, and Robert L. Peters. Now, Robert L. Peters is the one that we had a good idea about because of this whole story blowing up a couple of weeks ago anyway. And all right, but turns out, yep, 100% true. The claim, after a Freedom of Information Act request made by the Atlantic-based legal advocacy group, the Southeastern Legal Foundation, in June of 2022, the nonprofit organization said on Monday. On the same day, LSF filed a lawsuit against NARA to obtain the thousands of emails in NARA's possession. The emails allegedly sent by then Vice President, this is when he's Vice President, you guys. This isn't when he's out of office and he's using them because there would be no reason for that to be in the National Archives. This is when he's out there with Obama, being the good guy. No scandals. Using 3 different pseudonyms have recently come under scrutiny as the House Republican investigation continues over Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. I'm just going to say this. Joe Biden is a crooked piece of shit. He is absolutely a crooked piece of shit. He was selling influence to his office in the vice presidency, and I believe 100% that it has carried on to the presidency. Joe Biden has consistently rejected accusations of influence peddling, like he'd admit it. You think he'd come? I love when they say shit like that. He's denied these accusations. How many criminals, people, in power and stuff like this, have come out and just been like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, that was me. Until, there's a criminal case against them and they're finally like, yeah. But none of them do it right. Fuck you. Denying any wrongdoing and saying there was an absolute wall between the business dealings of his family and his role as vice president. Here's the weird thing. This is really weird, and you need to hold on to this. The National Archives has these emails. The National Archives is only supposed to keep stuff that's official business. 5,400 times Joe Biden is writing Hunter. 5,400 times in an official capacity. Now, I guess they could turn over anything they wanted to as part of their... Sorry, that's my lotion opening. My hands are dry as shit. Anyway, they could hand over whatever. Look, I wrote this. I'm Joe Biden, and I wrote this when I was the vice president. But typically, it's supposed to be official stuff. It's not supposed to be writing your son and going like, I hope you had a good time banging that prostitute last night. You know what I mean? Gunsky's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gunsky. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had fun with the prostitute last night. No, that's a different song. I hope you have a great birthday. I really, really do. This is all stuff. I mean, if it's in the National Archives, it should be part of this should be official business, which puts that whole, oh yeah, there was a wall between me and my son's dirty business with the hookers. Republicans have so far failed to produce any damning evidence tying the president to any wrongdoing. Newsweek reached out to the White House for comment. I mean, I guess when you look at any connection and go, well, that's not really a connection, then the Republicans have not produced anything. Sure. What has the National Archives revealed? SFL is a Georgia-based legal advocacy group dedicated to defending liberty and rebuilding the American Republic, according to its own mission statement. I thought we were about to talk about what the National Archive. Anyway. Frank Hubbard, thank you. Average of 3.7 emails a day across 4 years. Look, I am sure it was all just to ask how he was doing. Founded in 1976, the nonprofit declares to act to protect freedom of speech and property rights, as well as combating government overreach. In a press release accompanying the announcement of its federal lawsuit against NARA, the group wrote that it had initially requested these now highly sought-after emails from NARA in June 9th of 2022 through a Freedom of Information Act request. But it added that, unfortunately, after identifying nearly 5,400 potential responsive records, NARA has dragged its feet and has still not produced a single email. How much you guys want to bet that some of these get lost? How much you want to bet that it'll be like the Secret Service and their text messages from January 6th? Or I know there was another big one where, was it the FBI lost a whole bunch? These guys lose emails and shit all the time. All the time. The conservative law, for which, if NARA does that, it'll be interesting to know why they wanted Trump's record so bad. Where are we? The conservative law firm is now asking the court to order NARA to release the nearly 5,400 emails and documents, which SFL claims might show that Joe Biden forwarded government information and discussed government business with his son. They're in the archives. It's the only reason they should be there. The only reason they should be there is if it was discussing governmental business. It's in the Records Act. According to the lawsuit, NARA's Director of Archive Operations Division, Stephanie Orbuer, told them on June 24th, 2022, we have performed a search of our collection for vice presidential records related to your June 9th search request and have identified approximately 5,138 emails, 25 electronic files, and 200 pages of potentially responsive records that must be processed in order to respond to your request. Must be processed. All right. Tell you what, take that team you had searching Mar-a-Lago and just have them flip through those, because the only thing you need to process is whether or not it's labeled confidential, which frankly, we're talking about the president talking with his son. Literally none of it should be confidential. Zero. Because if Joe Biden was sharing confidential information with his son, if he was sharing top secret shit with his son, well, that would be a crime, sir. That'd be an absolute crime. You don't have the power to do that. The president would, but the vice president would not. Absolutely none of those records, none of them should be redacted. None of them should be classified. None of them should be top secret. None of it. It should all be ready. Go. He was talking to Hunter. In a report from the New York Post in July 2021, the newspaper confirmed that then Vice President used 3 pseudonyms for private emails during his time in office: Robert Peters, Robin Ware, and J.R.B. Ware. Newsweek attempted to reach out to the email address cited in that report, Robert L. Peters at PCI.gov, but received a bounce back early on Tuesday. Could the emails be released? They should be released. There's no reason these should be out already. A NARA case record containing 4 emails featuring Joe Biden's alleged pseudonym was first made public by the archives in June. It contained 2 emails that were withheld and 2 others that had redactions. There should be no redactions. 2 of those emails were sent to then Biden aide John Flynn to the vice president on May 27th of 2016, And June 15th, 2016. Guys, please, my eye is still bad. Bear with me. I know my reading sucks normally, but bear with me here. Lancelot, thank you. Your servers suddenly deleted everything Hunter related. Sorry. Yeah, no shit. Joe Biden has stated there was an absolute wall. That just repeats what goes on. But anyway, look, some of these may have, like that one was to his aide. All right, fair enough. Maybe that one deserves redaction. Any of them that were to Hunter should be out. Period. End of story. There should be literally nothing that went to Hunter Biden that needs to be confidential. Literally nothing. Shouldn't need to be blacked out. Shouldn't need to be kept. No, public can't see this. Every bit of it should be released right fucking now. And don't give me this bullshit. We got to process it. I'm so sick of hearing that shit with Freedom of Information Act requests. We've seen this shit from school boards. Oh, it's going to take us. That's 300 pages. Do you know how long that's going to take? What the fuck else are you doing? You sit your little asses down and read through it and give the shit to the public. Oh no, we got to look at it. Why? What are you hiding? Oh, it takes us a while to copy it. How fucking slow is your computer? I know you guys got more than one printer. And yeah, it can take a while to print out. Oh yeah, we had to change that printer ribbon like 4 times. All right. Change the printer ribbon. Started printing again. This isn't 1980 when it took forever to print a line of text on a fucking printer. Fuck, these days you can get them where they just photocopy out. Nah, man, we got to it's going to take us forever. We can't get that done until 2030 at the earliest. Bullshit. I'm tired of these people being allowed to drag their feet in these things. There's a freedom of information. You know what? Freedom of information. Todd, yes, I know. They use laser. I was making a joke. Hashtag not all. Some still use printer cartridges. Anyway, I'm tired of this shit. It's just a way to drag their feet to try to keep the public from noticing what's going on. Most of this shit should be out in the public anyway. There should be a fucking database you and I can just go to and look at this shit. There's no fucking reason that we have to go and beg to see shit, which, by the way, belongs to you and me. We pay for this shit. Every bit of it. It comes from us. It's ours. We own it. No, you can't see that. No, you're too dumb to see it. You might get upset if you see this and turn into a white supremacist and tell us we're bad at our job. Almost all of this shit that we talk about where there's a Freedom of Information Act should have already been public. There's no reason it's hidden. The National Archives, except for actually classified shit, that should all be online for us. It's our archive. This is 2023. I can read pretty much anything online. I can go find almost any information I want online unless it has to do with our government. Why is that a thing? Our government is the biggest fucking employer in the world. You got these assholes sitting around with their thumbs up their butt constantly figuring out things to do because, well, they have nothing else to do. And we can't go, hey, I need you to scan this into there. Anyhow, fuck these people, and I'm tired of this shit. And fuck Joe Biden's crooked ass. But real quick, I do want to bring up the Krasenstein tweet on this because it made me laugh. Yes, the National Archives has stated that it is in possession of approximately 5,400 emails, electronic records, and documents that potentially showed Joe Biden using a pseudonym during his vice presidency. Literally lifted that. This is Chat GPT, by the way. For those of you who don't know, the Krasensteins mostly just use Chat GPT to write their tweets. Because that is a sentence literally lifted from the article we just read. Anyway, the pseudonyms were Robin Ware, J.R.B. Ware, Robert L. Peters. Now, here's my favorite part of this and why we're talking about it. Note that presidents and vice presidents have in the past used pseudonyms in communications to contact those without third parties intercepting those communications and realizing they are from the vice president or president. It's not abnormal. It's 100% abnormal. I asked him twice for a source on this. I asked him twice and can't find one. The only time I know of this happening is back in like the 17 and 1800s. You know, back when pseudonyms were used to write things quite often, and it was usually personal letters. So yeah, I'm just very, very curious what the hell he's talking about. It's abnormal as shit. If it wasn't abnormal, nobody would be going, nah, he didn't do that. No, nobody would have been denying this. When it was first brought up, everybody would go, oh, of course, everybody does that. But yeah, this fucking piece of shit. Look, con men will cover for other con men. And Brian Krasenstein, that's the Krasenstein account there. He is a dirty shitbag who had one of the ways he made his money was setting up a website that had ads where if you went there, sometimes clicking the ad would literally just start stealing money from you. So that's who he is. Of course, he's going to cover for somebody like Biden because he's a douchebag too. Anyway, by the way, he denies all those charges, but he did give the government $450,000 to keep from prosecuting him for it, which is weird. For somebody who didn't do it. Oh my God. All right. Where are we right now? No, I already talked about that one. Oh, the Streamy Awards. Yeah, let's talk about this for a minute. Look, we briefly mentioned the Streamies the other day. I don't really care about them, but I am offended now. One, did you guys see Dylan Mulvaney won Breakout Creator at the Streamies? That means less to me than turtle piss, okay? Dylan Mulvaney being the breakout creator in a medium where every fucking lunatic, deranged piece of shit is celebrated means nothing to me. However, this one stung a little. I'm just going to be honest. In the news category, Hassan Abi won Best News Show. Hassan Abi, fucking Hassan Piker, Best News Show. Fuck you. How dare you? You want to do best creator who sits there and eats cereal while not actually addressing what's on the screen or fucks off for 20 minutes while he lets other people's shit play. All right. I'll give you that. It's between him and XQC, I suppose. But Best News Show? Kiss my whole ass. From left to right, top to bottom. Make sure you get that crack nice and deep. Kiss my ass. Fuck you. Best News Show. He's not even news commentary, for fuck's sake. His biggest addition to his channel was when he was watching like Hell's Kitchen and stuff. Fuck that fat bitch. And I realize he's not actually fat, but he kicks like a fat man, and we watched him do it, so I'm going to call him fat. Anyhow, Best News Show. This is why I don't take that shit seriously. And it's not because we didn't win. I'm sure there's other news shows that are better than we are. Better production value, certainly. But that's not even a news show. The fuck are you talking about? Phil DeFranco's show was on there. And as much as some people may hate it, he at least belongs on there in the news category. You might not like his opinion, but I'm so sorry. He gets up there and he gives a little news breakdown. At least he belongs there. Frosted Glass, thank you. Accepting on behalf of Hassan is his computer chair. That's what should have happened. Yeah. Fuck. The Streamies is like, I don't even know. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like the Oscars, but for nothing, really. the Oscars are bad enough. A bunch of actors patting themselves on the back, which I get. I mean, it's whatever. The streamies, all right. Do you realize how many people stream? We couldn't even get an independent award. Shit. I've been mad at him ever since I learned he was ripping off Jim Can't Swim. Which one of these assholes? Because I talked about both of them, and I'm not sure when you wrote that. Abby or Phil DeFranco? Another award for leftists. Yeah, I mean, they gave breakout creator to Dylan Mulvaney, who, by the way, made sure to trim down his mustache for the show. Hassan, okay. But speaking of Mulvaney, I mean, this is kind of related. It's the degeneracy that's related. I can't show it on screen because we're a family show. There was a Canadian Pride event. Canadian Pride event, y'all. Oh, God, I really want to show this picture on screen because you got to kind of see it to believe it. They had a ring toss game. A ring toss game. Now, the rings were just rings. Can you imagine what the posts were that you were throwing the rings onto? Do I have to spell it out? They were penises. They were giant honking dicks for children and families to throw rings onto. You know, because pride. Because pride. Can't you guys be proud without being degenerate scumfucks? Honestly. And I'm sorry, I know it's 8 in the morning, and some of you guys probably, 9 in the morning. Fucking eyes. Probably have children and stuff running around. I apologize for my language here, but I can't help it. You know, I noticed this earlier today when I told somebody to get fucked. I try very hard to be nice and to use nice language, but sometimes I just can't help it. And in this case, in the video that they show this, there's 2 adults playing ring toss. And standing right next to them is a boy who could not have been 6. He's 6, maybe 7, if he's, stunted growth. His mom smokes a lot. Boy of 6, standing there watching 2 adults throwing rings on dicks. That's your pride? That's what you're proud of? I mean, you did paint him some nice rainbow colors, I suppose. But that's what you're proud of. How come none of your pride can just be about normal people? How come none of it can be just about being good citizens? How come none of your pride is, hey, look, we cleaned up the streets. We picked up all the trash down this boulevard today. That's what we contributed to society. No. You guys got dick toss. I fucking hate this degenerate shit. And it needs to be called out. I'm sorry. This is not pride. And if that's all you take from your sexuality is throwing it into the public's face like that, then you're a degenerate piece of shit. And I don't like you. Dark Resurrect coming through with another feminist $12. Thank you so very much. Oh, RVA. Yeah, it was a feminist $12 earlier, and I missed that it was. Thank you. That feminist $12. There was a thing that comes through, and apparently my sound drops sometimes. But Resurrect, thank you. Dark Resurrect. One of these days, multiple people are going to snap, and something violent will happen. I don't want it to happen, but it's the only route I see this going. I don't know. I think people are just getting so complacent with it. I really do. And fuck, even standing up and going, you're being a degenerate piece of shit is like, oh, how dare you be so violent to them? Thank you, Chaos One. The shit at Pride is okay, but men appreciating how women look or anything Bump says is so bad, people need therapy. Oh yeah, don't mention how nice a woman's ass looks. That's horrible. You need to go play dick toss in the street. There was a kid standing right there, and nobody's like, "Hey, come on, get away from here." It was all fun and Gay pride is like an over-the-top bachelorette party. It's like they've been so cooped up for so long, they just need dick everywhere. They just got to be as degenerate as fucking possible. That's not what you should be proud of. It's really not. And if it is, I mean, then you're a degenerate piece of shit, and I don't want you around children. Anyhow, oh, Trump. Sorry. What was that? Oh, anything Trump says. Dude, I am so sorry. My eye is so fucked up. Anything, when I said anything Bump said, that should have been anything Trump said. I should just stop reading. I really should. If you guys donate to me, please do so in all caps. Because fuck, I can't read. Anyway, moving along. Oh, this one got a lot of this one divided people today, and I didn't even mean to. You guys know how I bring people together. So this goes out today that the actress, what's her name? Dre D'Amato, she's joining OnlyFans. She's Adriana from The Sopranos. You guys remember that show from 15 years ago? She's the one that even on The Sopranos looked like she was already in her 40s. She's 51 years old, and she's joining the OnlyFans. And I said, who's going to pay to see 51-year-old vag from a star of a show that ended 15 years ago? And oh boy, apparently some of you guys are paying for this shit. One person even asked me, how old's your wife, monkey? I'm not paying to see my wife naked. By the way, I first saw her naked when we were both 16, and it was pretty nice. And it's been pretty nice the whole time. But there's a big difference between paying to see a fading starlet and, seeing your own wife naked. Someone will. I have no doubt some people will. I just don't understand why. Why you want to see? All right, there is more access to porn than ever. You can run in. I run into it accidentally all the time on Twitter, and I know some of you don't believe that, but it's 100% true. I do not look for porn on my computer. I don't want to see it. I don't want anything like that on my computer because viruses and shit are still a thing. And the amount of times I've run into wieners and tacos is amazing. You go click on a trending hashtag and you get 4 or 5 down, and suddenly there's a wiener that has nothing to do with anything. Like, God bless it. There's naked people all over. Why you need to pay to see an old lady? This is Kyle. Thank you. I'm a God-hating atheist, and even I'm looking at these people like, y'all need some Jesus. There you go. It's in caps lock. The first part was, but the last part wasn't. Damn it, Kyle. Kyle, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it, my friend. I just don't understand. Like, oh, I used to have a crush on her. Yeah. 15 years ago. By the time she's on Sons of Anarchy, she already looks like she's a grandma. She looks older than the chick from Married with Children, in my opinion. Just throwing that out there. She's brought in as the biker babe because she looks like a nasty old lady. No offense to biker babes out there, but that's your stereotype. I'm just saying. I'm a God-loving atheist. Is that what did I read that wrong? Look, I tried. I appreciate the donation, and people can read it themselves. But anyway, I don't understand. And a lot of people got mad at this comment. Like, some people will. I'm sure there's a couple. But y'all do realize that, I mean, at least there's hotter chicks. I've never found her particularly attractive to begin with. But, I mean, 15 years later? Really? I mean, I guess if Winnie from the Wonder Years did it, like she put on the Star Wars outfit again, but with no panties, I wouldn't pay to see it, but I would look for somebody who, photo or took a screen cap and put it online. I don't understand paying for OnlyFans in the first place, but to see a woman who's Look, I have nothing against you guys know I like older women, right? I don't see paying to see old ladies naked. No offense to the women who are, over 51 in here, but if you're gonna be looking, that's like, hey, I like cars. Like, well, why don't you look at this rusty one? I want to look at the nice shiny one. No, there's a rusty one right here. It's the actual car that they drove in the Beverly Hillbillies. It's all rusted out because somebody left it in the rain for 30 years. But you look at that one. I'm good. I'm gonna go look at the nice shiny one over here. Maybe apparently it's just me because some people got mad. Some people got really mad at that comment. And I wasn't even trying. Wasn't even trying to piss people off that time. Oh, we're not going to click on this story. And I don't look, I want to click on them so I'm not promoting my comment still shows up. Rolling Stone wrote an article, which I can only imagine is fucking retarded, just based on what it said. It says how Chadwick Boseman and Ryan Coogler, don't I say that, created the most radical superhero movie of all time. They're referring to the Black Panther. The most radical of all. All right. Even if you like Black Panther, okay, you have to admit that is just a cookie cutter Marvel movie. The villain in the movie has similar powers to the hero. That's standard. Hero loses his powers for a while. Yeah, that's also standard. The most radical superhero movie of all. What the fuck did you watch? It was an awful movie. I've seen a lot of people say it's an awful movie, and everybody's allowed their opinion. I thought it was a Marvel movie. The CGI fighting at the end with him and is it Killmonger? Is that his name? Such a good movie. The villain's name escapes me right off. So the CGI there was fucking trash. That is the worst CGI in a Marvel movie since before Iron Man. Since like Raimi's first Spider-Man, which has some awful CGI in it. And it's just fucking horrible. And the story itself is just there's nothing exciting about it. It's there's nothing extraordinary, nothing groundbreaking. The only groundbreaking thing is y'all went, it's black. That's it. Fucking retards. Look, I like Chadwick Boseman as much as the next person, and his death is tragic. The man keeping working with that cancer, awesome on him, man. He kept fighting it until the very end. But thank you, Frosted Glass. Civil War equals better Black Panther movie than Black Panther. And yeah, he's not even in it that long. But his parts in it are a lot more memorable to me than any of Black Panther was. The only part of Black Panther that I really like is at the very beginning when he drops out of the ship. That's cool. That part's really cool. Dark Resurrect, thank you for that caps lock. Feminist $12. You want a radical movie? Here's a superhero movie with the hero getting executed. Make it a villain story. Caps for your old man eyes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm not offended by the caps. I told you guys to do it. I admit my flaws, damn it. I'm real with myself. Chadwick Boseman and cancer ended in a draw. Yeah, true story. Nobody won that one. Look, I do feel bad for the guy for that, man. And it is, there's a heroism to him in continuing. That had to be fucking horrible for him. But he's like, hey, I agreed to these projects. I'm going to get them done. And he kept fighting through it, and good on him. That's amazing. But that doesn't mean everything he did was amazing. It doesn't mean all the art he created was amazing. Black Panther is if you're a super fan of it, great. But if you're being honest about it and you've watched any other fucking Marvel movie, fuck. Thor had already done. I think Thor's the first one in the Marvel series where they take away his power, right? He comes to Earth without his powers. So it's not like even that was revolutionary. Fuck. Oh, man. Anyhow, moving along with what else has pissed me off in the last 24 hours. The giant fake boobied, what is it, Canadian? Is that up in Canada? Yeah, Canadian trans shop teacher. They've gotten a new job, and depending on what article you read, it's either the greatest thing in the world, and they're getting all these threats, or it's, the degeneracy it is. We could put the picture on the screen, I suppose. For those who forgot who this is, this person claims that these boobs are natural. By the way, they're a biological man. Oh, whoops, wrong screen. There we go. They're a biological man who just somehow, out of nowhere, grew giant old boobies with giant areolas and hard nips. Perpetually hard nips. The truth is that's a prosthetic that they wear because they walk around their town as a man. They walk around their town as a man. Because of all their dysphoria. But yeah, they started dressing like this and teaching their class like this, and they got fired for it. And now they're at a new school traumatizing other children. Yeah, and look, guys, it's so brave. It's so heroic. I mean, this is more heroic than Chadwick Boseman fighting through his cancer. And look at this person. This is overnight they accidentally grew prosthetic boobies. Huge back-breaking prosthetic boobies with perpetually hard nips. I mean, I can't even imagine that hell. Luckily, they can take them off now and then. But yeah, they're in a new school, and reportedly that school is getting threats because of it. Yeah, I don't believe you guys when you say schools are getting threats anymore, because y'all are fucking liars. You guys have yet to show us the any indication of the threats that went to Boston Children's Hospital. Remember that? There were bomb threats. No, there weren't. You guys made that shit up and just ran to the news with it. In economic news, I saw this, and I know people who work at this establishment. Farmers Insurance. And I'll just tell you, I worked there for a while. I worked for Farmers. They laid off 11% of their workforce yesterday. 2,400 people by email. I don't mean to laugh at that. If anybody's listening who lost their job, I apologize for laughing. They emailed them to let them know, and it was effective immediately. Farmers Insurance is one of the biggest insurance providers in the country. I was trying to say the word insurers in the country, and they laid off 2,400 people yesterday. According to the one story I read, look, I haven't been there in a long time. I don't keep up with them, but I saw the story and like, oh shit. They recently stopped selling insurance in California. They recently stopped selling insurance in Florida. They tried to stop selling insurance in Georgia, and they were stopped by state law. It didn't say what the law was. I'm guessing that if you've been there, you have to give some kind of certain amount of time before you can pull out. But they're pulling out of all of these places where they're losing so much money. The wildfires down in California were particularly hard. And then they've had a couple of hurricanes that hit back to back to back in insurance time. Because they got to take a while to build back up those premiums, right? Down there in Florida. So they stopped selling there. And yeah, 11% of their workforce. And yeah, it's the climate change monkey. Yep, climate change is putting them out of business. When you see giant insurers like that doing that stuff, good God. Economy's rolling, guys. Just ask Joe Biden. Hey, Joe Biden, can those people have a job with you? All right. Now, this is one where we can't watch the video, unfortunately, because I'm on my daytime internet. But I'll tell you what happens. This is the 5, I guess, yesterday. And this guy right here, he tells us, hey, I think everybody who wants to get the shot should get the shot. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. I told you from the beginning, masks don't do all that much. And they don't. He tells us he's had 6 shots. 6 shots. He's getting ready to get his 7th shot. He's due in October. You know how many times he's had COVID? He's had 6 shots. He's had COVID 3 times. How the fuck you get COVID 3 times with 6 shots and presumably some natural immunity? I'm beginning to wonder, because a story came out yesterday that said 95% of all COVID deaths since the jab have been people who've been vaccinated. Isn't that weird? That 95% of the deaths are vaccinated people? Now, I don't know if the World Health Organization has backed that up or if the CDC has. They'll tell us in 5 years that it's true. So YouTube, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that's what was reported. But there's an awful lot of people who've gotten the jab who get COVID. And it's got me wondering. Is the jab negating natural immunity? Because honestly, natural immunity should work better than that. You shouldn't be getting the same thing 3 times. It's only been 3 years, man. That's once a year. Anyway, look, Mickey, I still think if you're very old or if you're criminally fat, you should probably get the jab because your immune system ain't going to do it for you from what we've seen. That's just my opinion. I don't take my opinion. I'm not a medical expert. I'm in no way trained in these fields. It's just my feeling. However, I don't think anybody else should. Maybe if you remember, the majority of COVID deaths came with like 6, I think it was 6 comorbidities. So even if you had 5, you were, I'm going to be okay. But if you had 6, so maybe if you have 6 comorbidities, more than likely he's catching different strains and the antibodies aren't as effective. I hear you, Mickey, but I still have a problem with how many strains there are. How many strains of polio are there? Polio was running rampant for a while. How many strains of polio are there? Anybody know? I do. We've talked about it on the show before. Oh, stretch out. All right. Anyway, let's move along. 3. There's 3 strains of polio. I should answer that question if I'm going to ask it out loud like that. Anyhow, you know, I think that's everything that I had that I really want to talk about from this. That doesn't mean it's the only things I want to talk about. So I want to talk about video games. And I know some of you are like, Monkey, I don't care about video games. And to that, I say, I don't care. Listen anyway. It'll be interesting. I promise. So the other day, for reasons I don't want to go into, I could not play my Red Dead 1 that Retro V Gamer was so kind to sponsor for me. He got me the gift card so that I could put it on my Switch, and I just couldn't play it. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll fire up Red Dead 2. I will fire up Red Dead 2, jump in there, just run around, do some cowboying for a while. You guys know how much I love that game. And I go to log in, and when you play that, it's not only your game that you have to log into on Steam, you have to log into something called the Rockstar Social Club. So I go to log into the Rockstar Social Club, and none of my accounts work. I have 3 emails I use, guys. 3 emails that I use for everything. And so I go in and I try all 3 of them. One of them I've told you guys I don't know my passwords. I randomly type some shit that I don't even know. So if you're trying to steal my password based on me, like you're like, I know his name's Frank, I got this. None of my passwords have the name Frank unless I accidentally typed them. So I click recover password or forgot password, I think is what it says. And one of them got a hit. So I go to that one, and that's the one I thought it was anyway. And so I go there and I change my password and I log into it, and it shows that I don't have any of my games. I'm like, what? So I'd go onto Steam and try to log in through the Rockstar Social Club. And it tells me that my Steam account is associated with a different name. I'm like, what? So I look through my emails, and way back on August 3rd, I got an email in Chinese. Now, I don't check this email very often. It's the one I use the least often. And I didn't think anything of it. And the next one says, welcome. There was a second one from Rockstar. Both of these are from Rockstar. And they tell me, welcome to the Rockstar Social Club. I'm like, I joined this years ago. Fuck. I can show that I have stuff. You've had to be in the Rockstar Social Club to play Red Dead. And my first achievement on Red Dead is back in December of 2019. So I can show I've had the fucking game. So I reach out to their support and like, something's fucked up here. And the guy, he gives me this long list of stuff. He goes, you need to show me the purchase receipt and the number for your Steam. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to recover a game. I'm trying to recover my fucking account. And I finally think, okay, I wonder what that Chinese email said. And so I go to the Chinese email and I translate it. And it says, your Rockstar account has now been associated with this different email. And I forget what the email is, but it's something just retarded. It's not even like English words. And eventually Rockstar does give me back my account. But however they did it, if you have a Rockstar account, be very careful with it. Make sure you have 2-step authentication on. Because these people stole my account just by changing the email on it, which I never had to approve. And then somehow they set up my account again, literally with all my information. It had my birth date in there. The only thing that was different from my original stuff was instead of saying Ranting Monkey for my name, because that's the name I use there, it said Ranting Monkey Doc, D-O-C, all in lowercase, which I would never type because Doc, if I was going to do that, the D would be in uppercase. Anytime I change a word, I use uppercase. So I finally get it back, but I go looking, and apparently this has been a problem with Rockstar for the last year. The earliest known problem of this happening was back in September of last year. So we're almost a full year of this shit. If you have a Rockstar account, be very careful. You might want to go check it. Yeah, but it took me 3 days to get that all fixed. And I was not happy about any of it. Mess says that's why I don't like the internet. I hear you on that. I don't like having to sign into different things to play a game that I bought on Steam. And there's a lot of games you have to do that with. You have to do it with Rockstar games. You have to do it with oh shit. Oh, what's that one? I just had it. Fuck. You have to do it with Origin games. You have to do it with and Origin would be your EA games. Ubisoft. That's what I was trying to think of. Ubisoft, you have to do it with. And any of them that are unsecure, anytime they get fucked up like that, because there was apparently a data breach a long time ago, and these people just sat on people's information. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Make sure you turn on two-step authentication, although it doesn't always work. So keep an eye on your email that's associated with it and see if somebody's changed your shit. I was really not happy. I was an angry monkey. Okay. Over on the donation machine. Thank you so very much, Frosted Glass. Oh my God. The Coof is like Apple, a new shit product every year that's exactly the same as the last one, and the only people who are obsessed with it actually care. By the way, I hope you don't mind if I start calling you Ranting Magoo until you get your eyes fixed. I'm picturing myself reading that with my eyes squinted so I could see it as I read Ranting Magoo. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. Ducking, yeah, the ducking apparently happens anytime a donation comes through. Not much I can do about that one. Shit. Guys, my tomatoes are starting to grow. Another 2 weeks or so, and I'll have something that I can actually eat. I'm so happy. Gardening has given me a reason to go outside every day. I don't have to do much because I don't have many plants, but at least it gets me off my ass, right? Unfortunately, with all the rain, I've been able to cheat a little bit because I don't have to go water them very often. Avatar change? No. I don't know if, I mean, I could do a squinting monkey, but that would take time that I don't want to spend doing it. I would never call you Ranting Magoo. You could, I mean, if you wanted to. It wouldn't be wrong. Does RDR work now? Yes. I was playing it yesterday. I haven't gotten very far. I've just done the trip around the farm with Bonnie. That's her name, right? And she just asked me to go help her on the night. Where you go do the night, what's it called? Check of the perimeter. Let's go check out the perimeter. And I know what look, I know the game. I've watched full playthroughs of the game. That's back when I wasn't allowed to play it at all. But I want to get it set up to play it on stream. My only concern right now, and I just have to look it up to see how to do it, is how to get the audio from the Stream Deck, not from the Swift thing, the Switch. Fuck me. How to get the audio to come through? I'm not sure because I'll have to check and see. I'll have to check and see if there's a way to grab the audio or if I'm going to have to hook up my Elgato. I haven't had that thing hooked up in forever, but I had it hooked up for my PlayStation and I never used it because back then I couldn't stream it all. Turned out I just couldn't do it. So I got the satellite in. So I might have to do it that way to get the audio through. But hell yeah, I'm playing it. You already are squinty. Your hat isn't. I don't even know what that means. Anyhow, where are we? I have some things on my mind. Just random things. I saw $12. Do we need to start a GoFundMe to get Ranting Magoo glasses? No, it's not that. I have to get into the one. Thank you for that donation. I just have to make an appointment. And making appointments is one of those things where I need a caretaker because I know I need to do it, but the day just gets away from me and I never do it. And one day that's why I'm going to be found in this chair dead of something easily cured. So yeah, just like that. Share with us what's on your mind. That's what I do. Okay, the squinting Asian guy in the monkey hat. I get the reference now. All right. Thank you for making that clear. Look, I don't get every joke. I'm not a smart man. No, I saw Pearl yesterday. Just Pearly Things. And oh dear God, this woman's going hard into being the dumbest woman on the planet. And her thing yesterday was that girls who have had sex with more than 2 guys before they're married are whores. For you ladies who have had sex with more than 2 guys, you're whores. And so then the guys who get them are guys who have to then wait to bang those whores until they get married, because apparently when they find the right guy, they stop putting out until marriage. I'm not sure how that works. I've never heard of such a fucking thing. But she's going so far in against women for all the shit that I get for being a misogynist. I really like women. I don't think all women are dumb. I just think the loudest women are dumb, which, by the way, tends to be the case with men as well. But in this case, one, that makes her an absolute unmarriable whore from what we know about her. She's put out before. She a dirty bitch too. Everything this bitch preaches against, she is. And I don't understand how anybody listens to this shit seriously. If you're doing it as a goof, sure. If you're doing it to make videos about how dumb she is, I get that. But anybody who's listening to her seriously, like, yes, Pearl said women shouldn't vote, and I agree. I hear you, but has Pearl ever voted? I mean, she's in the UK now, so I don't know if she can vote or not, or if she has to do it, as absentee from where she's at. But we know she's a whore by her own standards, so she shouldn't be married. Nobody should marry the nasty bitch. I just don't understand why people listen to her. She's got some of the people totally falling for her grift. Oh, dear God, nuts, she does. It's amazing reading the comments to this shit. Reading the comments to her bullshit, like the one about women who's let a guy, how'd she put it? They let him hit it more than twice. Makes him a whore. The number of people commenting on that, oh, you're so right on. One, it's mostly dudes. It's mostly dudes, and I need to say this to you guys out there. I know there's a problem with some women. I get that. It's not all women, and you need to stop blaming all women for you not being able to get laid. All right? It's not all women. Hashtag not all women. How do I know? Because I still see young couples everywhere I go. I see them all the time. So it's not like you can't find a woman. Maybe you need to brush your hair, brush your teeth, or work on your personality. And I know, like, hey, I'm perfect. I know everybody thinks they are. But stop blaming women for you not being able to find a woman. There are women for everybody out there. Women come in all shapes, sizes, colors, with different interests. There's tons of them out there. And tons of guys find women all the fucking time. Stop blaming women and stop listening to women who tell you to blame women. That is the dumbest fucking grift I've ever heard. Jesus Christ. Too dangerous to date. This is one of the things that Pearl goes in on. There's no advantage to men to marry. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, now they have to do home stuff, and that they have to sometimes be the women. Shut up. There's no advantage, none. Women get all the advantage. The women get take care of. No, women these days have to work too, dumbass. Most families are 2-income families. So this isn't the 1950s where she stayed home and he went to work and brought home the paycheck. They both bringing home paychecks, you silly bitch. The fuck are you talking about? It's to build a family. You can't have a baby without her, dumbass. You can't have your family without her. Go ahead, jack off every day. Do it at noon, okay? Just so you have it at the same time. Jack off every day in the middle of your living room and see how many babies you produce that way. If you want a family, you need a woman. Period. Now, I know family courts are fucked up. Sure. That's undeniable. But she has this I wonder if I can find it. This little thing where 50 she was actually arguing with Weibo in one tweet. And her answer to Weibo was kind of funny. Let's just Pearly. Does anybody, I wonder what just Pearly things is, because I know, isn't her name like Pearl, or she wants to be? What the hell? How do you just Pearly? Okay, I don't follow the bitch, so her name doesn't come up for me when I search for her. Probably helps if I put Pearly instead of just Pearl. That's not her. Damn it. Did I reply to that? I don't think I did. I'm gonna have to go to Weibo to find this shit. You know, I always feel bad for this when I'm looking for stuff, and then I watch other people stream and they do this on stream. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Did Weibo retweet that is the question. No, but it should be in just her replies, and she doesn't tweet as much as I do, so it should be easy to find. Here we go. Pearly says, the fact of the matter is most of the men that follow me have had success with women. That's how they got red pilled. A crazy girlfriend, an ex-wife, false allegations, child support, alimony, etc. And Weibo says, I don't know how you define success, but those sound like failed relationships to me. And she's right. Those are failed relationships. They had success with women. Then why aren't they with those women? If all you mean is they got laid, I mean, I guess they had success with women. But she responds with a quote tweet, and it's fucking beautiful. She says, the majority of relationships are failed relationships. That's the real red pill. 100 marriages, 50 end in divorce. 25 are roommates, 10 are separated, 15 make it, if that. It's not like most of us will have happy marriages. Well, you know, because you're a whore, and you've already told us that whores can't have happy marriages. So, whore by your own definition. So you're not going to have a happy marriage. You've had too many wieners in you. And that's your own damn fault. But I just love this. 50 end in divorce. All right. I mean, by the statistics we see, about half of all marriages end in divorce. That's fair. 25 are roommates. What? You mean they don't hump? Is that all you mean? That they don't hump? How do you know 25% of married couples who don't divorce don't hump? I need to see your research on that. 10 are separated. What? All right. I mean, she's got the numbers. She's got the By the way, most of the time she has numbers, she makes them up. She pulls them right out of her ass. There's even little red ass hairs on them if you look at them too close. And 15 make it, if that. If that. Well, how come none of the other ones say if that? How come it's not 25 are roommates, if that? It's only on the ones that made it. Do you see what she did here? You see what she sold her audience there? You're going to fail. It doesn't matter how hard. You're going to fail. I mean, sure. If you listen to Pearl, your relationship will fail. I promise you. Because she's an idiot. But it blows my mind that this bitch is followed by so many people and that they listen to her. The good news is not that many people actually listen to her. If you go look at her channel, some people watch her shorts. That's where she gets most of her views. Her videos don't get shit for views, especially compared to how many subscribers she has. And she's really not as listened to as because she's been on Piers Morgan twice, at least twice. It might even be 3 times at this point. She is not popular enough really to be on a show like that, but she gets brought on there and they call her the female Andrew Tate because they need an idiot to write about. And there she is. she repeats these bullshit ultra MGTOW talking points. And so there's their female villain to bring up and go, look at this misogynistic bitch, which she is. She is absolutely a misogynistic bitch. But I mean, her fucking shit, it's just so stupid. I don't get how people fall for it. Speaking of falling for it, how many of you guys watched Flawdzilla's video? Holy shit. Flawdzilla did a video today on the guy who made Safuu. It's Safuu. What the hell's his name? Oh shit, I forget his first name. But he renamed he changed his name because there was too much associated with him being a scamming piece of shit with his real name, including his own family coming out and speaking against him. So he changed his middle name to King and his last name to Legend. King Legend. The guy's a fucking scammer. He sells Bitcoins to dumbasses. He promised a 300,000% return on investment. Do you know how much? If you just put in $3, you'd be a millionaire. $3, you'd be a millionaire. And he did it all to to steal from people. Fucker stole at least it's around $30 million from people. 30 million. In his Safuu bullshit. And one of the interesting ones that he did is they had this fire pit. And a fire pit's an account where you put coins, and I forget the Safuu coin in it, and it's never to be touched again. You basically get rid of it. And what that does is help pump up the price of the other coins because you've taken some out of the pool, so the other ones are worth more. And nobody's supposed to have this. Nobody's supposed to have the password to get into that. They call it a wallet. Nobody's supposed to have a password to get into that fire pit wallet. And he claims for a long time, I don't have that. I don't have it. And all his supporters, he doesn't have it. And then he comes out and says, I do have that password, but I only said I didn't as a test to see if you trust me. And his supporters went, see, he didn't steal it from us. That shows he's trusting. And then he stole it all. There's a lot of people who got duped in Bitcoin, and not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the wrong word. Cryptocurrencies. There were so many of these fucking jackets. There's a lot of people who got very rich, and most of it was by just stealing from people. What they would do is they would pump up a coin. Look at this new coin. It's the safest one ever. There's no way to rug pull. I'll tell you what a rug pull is in a minute. There's no way to rug pull it. Put all your money in. And people would put all their money in. It would jack up the price of the coin. And then the person who had the coin, who made the coin, would sell all of his, which would instantly tank the price. He would get very rich, and everybody else would be holding worthless coins. That's called a rug pull. And many people did it. That's what this dickhead did. I lied to you. See if you trust me. Yes, exactly. This motherfucker, I don't know how anybody believed him after that. I do not know how anybody believed him. Now, look, I am not for, how do I say this? I would have to look at it to see if I'm actually for any regulation of these coins. Because for the most part, I think you should be able to go after these guys legally just for fraud. Now, this guy lives in Australia, so I don't know what their laws are. But here, if you tell people, hey, you put money into this because we have this fire pit over here where we burn these coins so they don't matter anymore. And then it turns out he had it all along, and he actually tells you he did it as a trust thing, and then he steals it all anyway. That's fraud. That's fraud. You lied to get people to give you money. That is fraud. So I'm not even sure that we need more laws for this, because a lot of people want heavy regulation of the cryptocurrencies. What I do think is that the people who perpetrate this shit, they need to be prosecuted. The FBI, the IRS, whichever one of you guys wants to go after them. I don't even know if the IRS would have jurisdiction. I mean, it's currency, so maybe, but the FBI, absolutely. The Justice Department, absolutely. Why are you going after Donald Trump when you have a lot of these assholes live right here in the States? Sam Bankman-Fried is not the only asshole like him. He's just one of the biggest. Yeah, these guys still stole billions of dollars when you add it all up. And the people can't get their money back. I mean, Logan Paul still hasn't paid back the people that he ripped off. Concept of the fire pit sounds like U.S. General Fund. I mean, technically what it would be like is like a stock buyback. It's basically a stock buyback. When there's a million stocks out there and the company's like, we're going to buy back 200,000 of them. Well, now there's only 800,000. So the worth of those technically should go up because the money that the people had in them, it's more scarce. It's not the greatest example, but I thought of this example earlier when I was thinking about talking about this. Imagine you have 5 apples. You and your friends, you go in and you buy 5 apples. And you each put in $1. Costs $5 to get these 5 apples. Well, as you bring them home, one of them falls on the ground. Falls on the ground and breaks. Can't eat it now. It's worthless. So you have 4 apples. They paid $5 for. So now they're worth $1.25. That's not the best example on how to do it, but it's to give you kind of an example. Getting rid of one increases the worth of everything else. That's all. How do you like them apples? Damn right. Damn right. And again, that's not a perfect example. There's going to be economists out there going, what the fuck is he talking? It's just to kind of give people an idea of what we're talking about here. Yeah, it's the opposite of printing money is what it is. It's the opposite of a stock split. Modern monetary theory. Yeah, I mean, and it works in theory. The problem is there's nothing behind these things. I know I've said this about crypto before, and for those of you who still believe in crypto, that's fine. But there's literally nothing behind it. I mean, at least with the dollar, you have the might of the United States behind it, right? It doesn't mean that the dollar is actually worth anything other than the fact that we all agree that it's worth $1. But when it comes to crypto, there's literally nothing behind it other than the people who believe in it. So if people stop believing in it, it just dies. There's no country to back it up. There's no way to prop it back up. It just dies and people go on to the next one. Power goes off. You got nothing. Well, there's that too. I feel bad for the people who get duped in these situations. I get it. A lot of people. CoffeeZilla in his video, he talks to 3 people. None of them lost like millions or anything. They each lost less than 10. I think it's less than $10,000. One guy might have lost 10,000. But none of them were doing it because, get rich quick scheme. They were doing it to try to make some extra money in their lives. They're all, the one guy's a farmer. The other 2 also had just, normal jobs. They're just looking to get ahead a little bit, and they're promised a $300,000 or 300,000% return, which means if you put $1 in, you get $300,000 back, which is insane. If anybody promises you something like that, they're lying to you. They're going to steal your money. I promise you that. CoffeeZilla, you said Flawedzilla. Did I say flawed? Sorry, I meant CoffeeZilla. Too many Zillas out there. But yeah, CoffeeZilla. Check out his new video. It breaks my heart, and it really does. And I know a lot of people, they should know better. It's easy to say that. It is. It's really easy to say they should know better. But this takes advantage of dreamers. And I don't mean, people who shouldn't be in the country. But people are just, dreaming of a better life. It takes advantage of people who are desperate. I need money. The one guy, the farmer, he wanted to do it to help pay his medical bills. He had a brain tumor, and that's what he wanted the money for. It's not like he wanted a Bugatti. He didn't want to be the next Andrew Tate. He just wanted to pay his fucking medical bills. I used to see this at Walmart. I told you guys this before, and it really is. It's heartbreaking when you see it. These guys who would come in and like, I need to send money to Nigeria, and we wouldn't do it. We had rules against sending money to Nigeria because of the Nigerian scams. And that these are your this princess wants to marry you, and if you send her $5,000, it'll unlock her $80 million dowry, and you'll be able to marry her. And these people would come in convinced, and they were all older people, convinced that this Nigerian princess was going to marry them. And they'd get mad when we tell them, we can't do that. That is a scam. And one time we had to call the police because this guy was losing his shit. And so we called the police, and the police had to come explain it to him. And he still left. Like, fuck you guys. I'm just going to go somewhere. Every one of them said the same fucking thing. He just took longer to say it. I'm going to go somewhere else to do it. That's how much they believe in this money. That money, man, greed will make people stupid. And it happens on a smaller scale too, right? It happens in local businesses and other kinds of businesses. Where it's like, well, look at the what's her name? Elizabeth. Is Elizabeth Smart? The one with her bullshit medical company? Billions of dollars were poured into that, and it was all fake as shit. All bullshit. She used a fake voice and dressed like that retard from Apple. What's his name? Not Tim Cook, the one before him. Elizabeth Holmes. Thank you, Camel. Elizabeth Holmes. And those are rich people who threw tons of money in it. They weren't even necessarily looking to make a ton of money off of it. Steve Jobs, thanks. They weren't even necessarily looking to make a ton of money. Some of them just wanted to help society. Yeah, this is a great thing that would help find diseases quicker. And they got scammed. So, I mean, anybody can get scammed. Be careful out there. So there's a lot of bad actors, a lot of really bad people. I worked in a financial institution. The amount of money scam people brought in thinking they were legit was insane. I believe it. There was a couple in our town that got scammed with the car scam. These people tell you, hey, they'll sell a car, and they'll tell you they need some money to get it to you. And these people ended up losing like $5,000. Nothing they could do to get it back either. Oh, man. Remember Gary Kindlemonk? He was screwed by IBM. The name sounds familiar. But yeah. It's for sure a lot of scams out there. Oh, absolutely. Oh, you know what? Guys. I don't know how many of you creators or whatever, but you know what? I think I can show you one of those. Hang on a second. I want to show you guys a scam that is going around on Twitter and has been for quite a while. And as far as I know, there's no end in sight to it. It doesn't look like the folks there are even paying any attention to it. So where is my tweet? My tweet's not the important one. It has to be up here somewhere. I tweeted out about what happened to me with Rockstar. There it is. Where'd that reply go? Oh, you little bastards. It's gone. All right. Well, I'll just explain it to you. I tweeted out, and if you tweet out that you have a problem with any account, doesn't matter what account it is, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, in this case, Rockstar, you'll get people who will tweet to you, hey, send your information to this guy or contact this guy. He can help you. He's got a track record. You can trust him. If you contact that person, What they're going to tell you is, hey, yeah, I can help you. I need your information. I need your account information. And then they're going to steal it. Have you seen all these people? There's a ton of people that come from YouTube. It happens about every 3 months. And it started up again just recently. Like, YouTube, I need help. My account's been stolen. All of them are this shit. Lead hackers. Yeah, that's what they are. They're fucking degenerates who prey on people who are desperate. I've just started telling them to fuck off. I used to just ignore them. Now I tell them to fuck off. I say, fuck off, thief. Because that's what they are. They're thieves. There's a soldier scam asking for money for medical bills. Fuck. Dirty bitches. Do you think they will try again in October, Bug? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Don't give any money to anyone. I don't want to say don't give any money to anyone, but research deeply. And if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. You might miss out on the first part of it. Look, if you get into one of these rug pull situations fast enough and out fast enough, you can make money. The problem is, especially like with a Seifu one, they locked everybody in for a year. Locked everybody in, so you couldn't sell. And then as soon as it could, drops. Anyhow, yeah, just a couple of things on my mind lately. Pearl and scams. I wonder why those two went together. I wonder why those two were together in my brain. Oh. Had a moron claim that Apple has data plans. For what? Like 2020 in October. I'm not sure what you mean about 2020 in October. I need to be more specific about it. Gary's company, DRI, had negotiated with IBM for licensing deal, but IBM only wanted to, but it seemed like they really didn't want to work with him. Look, man, a lot of computer companies, especially going back to the early Apple and IBM days, they fucked over people constantly. Not sure how it happened, but a few years back, some Russian stole my Steam account. Thankfully, Valve helped me kick that bastard. Oh, cool. When mine happened with Rockstar, my first thought was, fuck, my Steam account is compromised. But it was when I saw my account, the account that they had made for me, and it had all of my information from Rockstar. Here's what I do, guys. I do not use the same information for different companies. Like, if you need my name, sometimes my name is my name. Sometimes my name is Ranting, last name Monkey. Sometimes my birth date is my actual birth date. Most of the time, it's not. There's very few where it's my actual birth date. And for some reason, Rockstar is one of them. I don't know why I did it that way. I was probably not paying attention that day. But when I saw that they had all of my information that was from my Rockstar account, they even did the same fucking avatar. You dirty bastards. It's Rockstar that was broken into. Anyhow, guys, I am going to wrap up here. We've gone for almost 2 hours. We're about 10 minutes short. I'm going to go over and play a video game. I'm still trying to get prestige on Phasmo, so I'm probably playing Phasmo. I don't know if Bubba's awake. If he is, I'll send him the link in case he wants to. But yeah, I'm going to go play some ghost hunting. I've been having a lot of fun with that game. I have a lot of games coming up. I was able to get Starfield, so that'll be coming. I just need to figure out how to get the sound hooked up to make sure sound comes through when I stream the Red Dead. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming up. But for right now, the only thing I have is Phasmo. So I'm going to be playing some Phasmo, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me this morning. Sorry it's in such a weird time. I mean, For us, a weird time is like 3 o'clock in the morning. But I mean, what did I start at 8 today? 9? Fuck, I don't even remember. 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah, it's a weird time for us. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks for always showing up. Thank you for the likes. Please hit the like button if you haven't. City Skylines is being released in October. Oh, the new one? Ooh. Damn, I got to do more streams so I can up my game budget. Skylines is coming out. Fuck. I love Skylines. It's not SimCity. SimCity was better. Skylines, especially with all their DLC. Jesus Christ. But Skylines is an okay substitute for SimCity. Oh God, I just want a new SimCity 4. Just upgrade it. Check Twitter DM. You're welcome. Thank you, Frosted. I will. Thank you for the donation, my friend. Speaking of that, thank you for all of the donations. I appreciate it. Did they in Phasmo? Kind of dark. All right, so here's the issue. They fixed it, it seems, so that I can have more than 2 players in my game. But there's audio issues even if you're playing single player with using the spirit box or talking to the cursed objects, which can lead to some really interesting problems with the game. So yes and no. RIP SimCity. Oh, I loved SimCity. I loved me some SimCity. The last SimCity that came out was fucking great. The last SimCity was, actually, it wasn't great. It was trash. Sorry. The last SimCity was great, short of the DRM. No. I appreciate that you liked it. To me, you know what I called it when it came out? When I started playing it? I started calling it Facebook SimCity because that's what it reminded me of. It was a fucking Facebook game. It was so cartoony and garbage that I was pissed. And it might have been the first game I ever returned. I know it's the only game I ever returned on Origin. I was so upset with that game. And I really do hope that sometime they will revive it, but I doubt it. It doesn't seem like EA is really that interested, despite the fact that you look at something like Skylines and how well it sold, how well SimCity 4 sold, how well all the SimCity sold, how well the Sims itself sold. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but you got to get somebody in there that actually cares about the series and isn't trying to dumb it down for an audience that doesn't exist. Because that's what it seemed like to me. It was like Farmville over there on Facebook. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. I love you. And I'll see y'all next. Oh, wait, I should tell you, I'm going to be on Ranting Monkey Games. Ranting Monkey Games right here on YouTube. Over on YouTube if you're on Rumble. So Ranting Monkey Games. Come hang out. And I'll hopefully see you in just a little bit. Take care of yourselves. Bye now. Oh, yeah, the show is over. So now I have to sing a song. I don't know what to sing about. So it's not going to be very long. Bye, guys.